Do you ever get criticism for kind of having this laser focus on sustained growth and not adopting any of the trendy or trends in DeFi? People say, hey, if you would have done this, you would have pumped by now. Why is the price not going up as fast as it should? But at the same time, you guys have been around for a while and you've watched so many trends come and go and so many projects implode.
Yeah, I think it's funny because it sounds like most people are like would not criticize the way we're doing things. Most people I think that I've talked to would agree that we've been taking a very sustainable approach. But on the other hand, they would, as you said, they would when you compare several products, especially in the stablecoin space, when you compare competition, you would see that some of the projects have increased their stablecoin supply by many multiples compared to Dola, and like when they see that it looks a lot like Dola is kind of like a failing project, many people will criticize the project. So it's not like people would say, well, people would criticize what we're doing. I would say that people would, without really going into details of the decisions we've made, they would look at Dola and just make a judgment that it's not going very well. But the truth is, it's actually extremely easy for us to make a governance proposal to just spend 10x the amount of rewards we're spending on Dola liquidity rewards, and our current Dola liquidity on Ethereum would go from 50 million to 150 million at that day, right? In just one day. So we are making a deliberate decision to limit Dola's growth. And I think that's what most people are missing and what most people are not paying attention to. We're actually aware of the decision that we're making to keep the supply from inflating too fast. And I think after what's been recently happening in the stablecoin space, a lot of people are actually come to appreciate the fact that we've been doing that. Because it apparently doesn't really matter how much you increase liquidity, because if it all falls apart, 75% of it can go away in a single day, which is what just happened recently, with one of the competing stablecoins. So I think it's been hard, but we've been actually making the most reasonable decisions, in my opinion, for the past year. And a lot of people have come to appreciate that in the past few days, specifically, more than any time before.
Well, I guess one of the major things that people are looking for in a stable coin is not only that it maintains the peg to $1, but is that it does that over a long period of time, that people can be assured that that project is going to be there to stay, and it's not just going to stay pegged for 6 months and then suddenly implode, I guess.
Right, exactly. Sustainable growth. That's one of the main themes of Inverse DAO.
Nice. So let's talk for a second about the team. Who is the team behind Inverse Finance?
So Inverse Finance is actually set up in a very different way than most other projects when it comes to the team or lack thereof and governance. So the way Inverse DAO is set up is that everything is owned directly by owners using an on-chain governance system. So there's not any entity or group of people or multi-sig that has any access or even a budget or tokens to spend without governance authorization. So we've actually, since very recently, have not had any full-time paid contributors at all. It was completely run. Basically, anybody who's contributing on their own time, and then they get rewarded retroactively by the treasury. We've recently added a payroll contract that is owned by governance, where we add full-time contributors. But it's important to note that these people who are on that payroll contract are not exactly team members. They're actually independent of each other, meaning that they're all hired directly by the DAO treasury. So it's a very flat structure, right? So the DAO can at any day kind of like remove one of them or add someone else. There's not kind of a top-down, it's more like a bottom-up structure directly by the DAO. So people who are on that payroll contract right now by an on-chain vote are our front-end lead, who goes by the name the Alien Tourist, Pat, our head of growth, and we're soon going to be adding more who have been more actively contributing, such as members of the growth working group. There's going to be a treasury working group as well, and a policy committee. So we're also hiring a smart contract dev and a second front-end engineer. We also have a contributor who has been a long time contributor for analytics, building our Dune analytics dashboard, who's also going to become a paid contributor potentially soon. And of course myself, but I'm not on the payroll contract. I do have a vested amount of AMs though, so that keeps me incentivized to contribute. But yeah, so basically it's just basically 2 people who are on the payroll contract right now, but we're going to be doing governance proposals to increase that number by a lot soon.
Nice. You guys all look like you have matching profile pictures or some sort of purple theme going on. Did you have a designer make you all something?
No, actually, that's probably a coincidence. I have my Animeta NFT profile picture, which I minted. I didn't buy even. So it was basically like randomly, like I didn't choose it. That's what I mean. Yeah, I don't think they're in the common profile picture for us.
All right.
Must be
looking at Nakamono, he's also has like kind of I guess that's from the same.
He does have an
collection?
Animeta, yeah. It's the same collection, right? He does have another Animeta. It's a coincidence too.
Got it. So you guys are both fans of Inverse, but also fans of the same NFT projects. Cool.
Yep.
What about your current product suite? You mentioned Dala a bit earlier, but we'll go into that in a bit more depth. But can you just list for us what the current products that Inverse Finance has?
So Inverse started first by delivering the DCA product, which is a way to buy up your favorite crypto using your stablecoin yield over time, so that you don't get exposure to it. We quickly found out after that was like a year ago. So after we quickly found out that this is actually a good product. The kind of risk profile that it's suitable for is not within the current kind of DJ and crypto community. So we've quickly pivoted into Dola and Anchor, and that was, I think, about 9 months ago. So basically the DCA product is being deprecated right now. The main product is Dola, Anchor, and the Fed. And let me they're all very related. So I'm gonna you can actually think about them as a single product, but I'm gonna go through kind of like how this all kind of works together. So